so beautiful today, and I wanted to share with you some new flowers in the garden today. But before I wanted to go there, I want to show you beautiful monarchs that are really enjoying this pollinator garden. Like, they are loving it. I have two of them just looking so beautiful, enjoying this beautiful buddleia here. This is Prince Charming buddleia. I just love how they are just hovering around, and it's absolutely beautiful. I was actually going to walk into my backyard and show you some of the new blooms. Just, walk through anything new that's blooming since I last shared my videos and garden tours. It's so nice in the summer. There's something popping up in the garden each time I walk about and I see something new. But these monarchs just stole my heart, and I'm just so I just stood still, and I just want to capture this beautiful moment. I am so grateful for this beautiful garden, for this opportunity to plant a full sun garden and enjoy these beautiful pollinators in my garden. I just absolutely love it. It feels like the ultimate reward for all the hard work. And really stunning. I don't get to usually be out in the garden at this hour, which is late afternoon, and it's really a beautiful, peaceful time in the garden. The sun is the heat of the sun is not as strong right now, and there is a glow to the garden at this hour, and I just love how this is looking in the garden. But let me take a step back and show you how full this garden is looking. It is absolutely full of color, such a riot of color, and so zen and peaceful too. Even though these colors are so bright and so hot and really strong, I find it to be very peaceful. Like, I can't explain the feeling. I think those of you who garden would understand what I'm saying. Is when you see your flowers and plants so happy, you feel peaceful and happy, and I think that is the feeling I get. And when I come out here and I see bees and butterflies and birds and other wildlife enjoying the garden, I just feel so much in tune with what I was set out to do. And I think it's just a beautiful feeling. I wanted to show you some of the new blooms in the garden, and I think one of the things that's really exciting right now is that I do have zinnias that are starting to pop up here and there, and I really love that in the garden. Like, things that you've kind of tucked in here and there are just starting to open and surprise you in the garden. And I think that is the bit that I absolutely love about gardening. So there is a zinnia. I was away for a couple of days, and I got home and I realized there were some new blooms that had just opened up and surprised me. And I love how this color is looking with all of these strong colors in the background. It's just the most beautiful pink, and I really only threw a bunch of seeds here and there, and I think a few have germinated, a few have not, but that's okay, because wherever I threw some seeds, some of them have started popping up, which is lovely to see. And here is the beautiful monarch. She is just beautiful. Love it. Just wanted to take a pause and show you. And then the other thing that's really exciting when I got home was a lot of the roses are starting to flush back. The Atlas rose is coming to its second nice flush. I have lots and lots of blooms on Boscobel rose as well, and just the hydrangeas are more open, and it's just looking really fabulous. I actually also wanted to show you, I do have beautiful fresh blooms on my Munstead wood in the back there. And can you believe how tall this geranium roseanne is? It's just a monster. It's at least 4 feet tall because it's just climbing over everything. But look at this. It has a Japanese beetle inside, but I mean, I do have some Japanese beetles this year, but the infestation is not as bad as previous years, which I'm grateful for. I do have to come out and pick them off the roses. That's what I usually do. put them in soapy water and that takes care of them. But I'm going to let them, I'm going to get at them in a little bit, but that's just really nice to see. Lots and lots of blooms in the garden. And these serendipity alliums are more open in a couple of days that I was away from my garden. It's so nice to see that. And look at how many bees are on this thing. They are just loving this so much. It is such an attractant for all of these pollinators. There's so many bees on the lavender as well. So many things for them to eat. Lots and lots of flowers. I don't think there's anything new blooming on this side, but I do wanted to show you this new lily that has opened up. How beautiful this color is. Look at how vibrant this red is. It is absolutely stunning. The other day when I did the tour, this wasn't open yet, so I couldn't show you what the bloom looked like, but lilies are opening every day and they are looking absolutely stunning in the garden. This is the Apache, I think Chicago Apache lily, red lily, and it's really, really gorgeous. So beautiful, stunning. And then this Norale phlox has opened up as well, quite a bit more in the last 3 or 4 days. And it's looking absolutely stunning in the garden. I just love this phlox and it smells wonderful. It has the most delicate two-tone blooms. Just glows, this phlox here. So let me walk over to the backyard and let's check what's blooming there, what's new and what's blooming over there. I go into the backyard, I wanted to show you this beautiful planter that is on my porch. I came home and this canna lily was blooming. It is just so beautiful. Love the color of this lily. And yeah, I mean, cannas are not something I typically grow, so this year I decided to put a couple of them in the garden. I put them in pots, and I'm really liking how this is adding so much color in this front porch area, and I love how this is looking. I also do have some planters here as well, lots of tomatoes that are growing in this planter box. So those are the only flowers I have in the front garden. So I absolutely enjoy the dash of color that they're adding. But I have lots and lots of tomatoes in this just a couple of plants in this planter here, and it's oozing with tomatoes. I need to harvest them and make salad tonight. But here the canna is really adding such a pop of color. I love them. They're so gorgeous. What's happening in the side garden? So side garden is something I have neglected, I would say, in the last 2 or 3 weeks, because I've been meaning to come out here, do a lot of deadheading, just work in this garden a little bit more, which I think I will get to probably towards the end of the week. But I do want to come in here and weed, cut back, deadhead, just the usual garden chores in this area. But even without any work, it is still brimming in color and it's looking absolutely gorgeous. Lots and lots of color. The black-eyed Susan always looks stunning at this time of the year. They just kind of pop up everywhere in my garden, and I just love this little burst of yellow in the garden. Lots of cornflowers as well are still blooming. Just absolutely stunning. And I'm excited to see blooms on this perennial hibiscus. Very awesome. Hasn't opened yet, but I'm looking forward to it. I was hoping it would be open by the time I got home, but it's not open yet. I do have another lily here. This is, I think, called South Seas. It's a gorgeous salmon colored lily. It just opened when I got home, and I was excited to see this new lily just pop up in the garden. Love it. And these yellow ones, the primal tiger swirl ones, are fading now. There's the last few blooms on it, but they've been blooming for a really long time. Lots of Nepeta needs a cutback. It does have some faded blooms on it, but I haven't come around and cut it back. But I think this week I will cut it back, because I do see a lot of fresh new growth in the middle, as you can see. So I need to come out here and cut the old branches, but it's still blooming from spring. So pretty impressive. Lots of coneflowers here, lots of black-eyed Susan have opened up, and really nothing else is really new here, but a lot of flowers are more open. And this part of my garden receives a little bit more shade compared to the front, so things open up a little bit later. So these coneflowers have just started to open here as compared to the ones in the front. They've been blooming for a few weeks now, so it's kind of nice to see them open at different times. It kind of delays a little bit of the garden space here. So again, lots of deadheading chores need to happen, but I really did want to focus on anything new that was blooming in the garden. Nothing blooming in the shade garden at the moment, just looking very green. I do need to trim back this catchfly, but it still has some new blooms. But today I'm going to give it a cut back and see if it's going to flush back new blooms, but it still does have some blooms. I do have some blooms still on the Incredible hydrangea. These are very new plants, so they're not as established in my garden. They were just planted last fall, so for that they're still doing good. The flowers are now fading into this light limey green color, which is expected. But in the back here, nothing new has really opened up. I think I might have a lily that has opened here, which wasn't open the last time I was checking this garden. So this is really beautiful as well. And lots of bee balm is still blooming here, and it's doing its thing. In this garden here, I do have a lot of growth on the roses. No new blooms yet, but I do have lots of blooms on this azuri blue Rose of Sharon standard. So this was also newly planted last year, and it does have a bunch of blooms, but a lot of them have faded, so I think they will open up some new ones tomorrow because there's lots and lots of buds on this beautiful flower. But I wanted to show you the color. It is really a beautiful color, this Rose of Sharon. I love this color. It's quite blue, I would say, especially when it fades the flower, it looks more blue. So it's a beautiful, beautiful Rose of Sharon. And I also do have another Rose of Sharon in the back there, which is blooming. Just wanted to show you the blooms on it. So this is a purple satin, I think, Rose of Sharon. This is also a Proven Winners one. It's absolutely gorgeous and it's beautiful. And I love how this one is looking in the garden as well. So pretty. Nothing else really blooming here. I do have more coneflowers that are blooming. Lots and lots more coneflowers, some black-eyed Susans that have started to bloom in this garden here. So this is really kind of a mishmash of a garden space here all the way in the back of my yard, but I love it. It's got a lot of color. There is also more Rose of Sharon that's open there. It's absolutely beautiful. I think that's the Viva Glam one that I planted last year, and it's absolutely beautiful. I'm not sure why my phone is not focusing, but it's beautiful. It's got this soft pink and white bloom, which is gorgeous. Here I do have Little Susie, Rudbeckia or Black-eyed Susan. These stay pretty small, or they are more shorter variety, but I love how many blooms are on this one little plant here, and I just love how this looks in the garden. It's such a happy flower in the garden, and it's looking absolutely beautiful. There is also lots of coneflowers here. I do also have, what else is blooming here? I do have a hydrangea, vanilla strawberry, which has started to bloom in the back over there. And this Blue Fortune hyssop is such a hit with the bees. I mean, there are so many bees on this thing here. I don't know if you can see it, but they are, this one is covered in pollinators, and it's absolutely such a beautiful agastache or hyssop to have in the garden. Quite reliable, beautiful plant, and I love how tall it is and how it looks with the fall sunflowers in the back. It looks really, really pretty. more coneflowers here, and there is really more lilies that have been opening up every single day, and I've been enjoying them a lot. And here is more of that blue fortune hyssop. This is in a little bit more shade than the other one, so it's not as prolific, but I think it still has a lot of blooms for where it's located. And this is a guacamole hosta, and it's just put out its blooms. Isn't that beautiful? They are large, beautiful, white and fragrant blooms. Love the blooms on this hosta. This side of the garden has a riot of color. There is new dahlias that are opening every single day. Look at this orange one with the dark leaves. This is such a beautiful dahlia. I do also have this one here, which is gorgeous. I need to come out and deadhead dahlias so they can continue blooming, but I love how they are looking. Look at how many dahlias are open here. Just gorgeous. I need to also deadhead, so that is a chore that needs to happen in the garden. But I was just so excited to come out here and discover what was blooming, what was new and looking exciting. And here is the same daylily here. This is the South Seas, and it is absolutely gorgeous. I love the salmon pink color. It's almost like a coral, and it's really, really beautiful. So yeah, lots of new blooms in the garden. Always exciting to discover that when you're back from being away from your garden. So just wanted to share this with you today, just what was new, what was blooming in the garden, and show you my beautiful butterflies that were popping in the garden here and there. And it's just you know, every time I see them, I don't have my phone, or by the time I get my phone, they have left. So it was really, really nice to catch them on the phone and show them to you, and just as I was about to show you these beautiful flowers. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope everyone is having a beautiful, peaceful, blissful gardening day wherever you're joining me from. Bye for now.